Alright, we're looking at the dollar. Starting on the monthly, we've already gone through the first week of the month. This week we have PPI and CPI. We're trading Tuesday, which has no medium or high impact news drivers today. Next week is fund rates, so we'll keep that in mind. For the first week of the month, looks like we've already made the high of the month. I think it's pretty likely that these lows are going to be ran. Monday tapped into this inverse for value gap and went lower, so that could potentially be high of the week made early. We did make a 4-hour for value gap here, but I don't really think that's likely to get hit because of this 1 hour. We have the new daily candle that we're trading on trade away and then come back and tap this new day opening gap and then displace and close lower, right? So I'm looking at this as a Asia to London OTE because of this displacement, right? But yeah, Asia to London OTE or close strong liquidity. I do have an order set on Euro already for the Asia to London OTE. I did watch NBB's new podcast with Riz on his, I think it's called Chart Fanatics YouTube channel. Riz's new YouTube channel. Sorry, these are just other drawn liquidities. This is a new week opening gap that we're right under, so I think that's pretty much guaranteed to get hit. But it also overlaps with our initial take profit, so I'm just going to delete that so we have less lines. Anyways, sorry, my ADHD. I was watching that podcast MBB had with Riz on Chart Fanatics, and he was talking about his OTE and how he uses the 90% for the stop and 20% for shaving risk, right? So I've added those to my levels just to start watching them and being mindful of them. I'm not sure about the 20% shaving yet. I don't know if I'm comfortable with that, but I am trying the 90% stop because I do agree with him on his data that he has on using the OTE and the stop losses. I feel like if price does push past that, then it will just end up taking the overall low. If I don't have the best experience with that, then I will change it back to my initial stop loss, right? But I feel like it's just free R, right? I couldn't enter directly off of this 62 level here on each side of it, so a little bit of a worse entry, but even with the worst entry, with that 90% stop loss, I'm still getting a 1 to 2. So we did get stopped out. Now what I'm watching for is if this ends up running to this overall low, where my initial stop loss would have been instead of this stop loss, right? So what I was just thinking is maybe this could be a bullish day because we took previous week's low, but I feel like we're so close to this low that we're more likely to tap this low than we are to go all the way back up here. So, alright, considering how this 4 hour is looking, I don't think we'll be trading today. Or trading again, rather. I already took a trade, lost. But this 4 hour technically could still reject. But just looking at that right there, it's kind of showing that it's not wanting to. So I think it will end up reacting off of this previous week's low sweep. I'm surprised we didn't have a faster reaction off of Monday's sweep, but I guess it was at the end of the day. So with PPI tomorrow, we'll see what this daily candle ends up doing in New York. I'm sure it'll just trade higher. And then maybe PPI will tap into this daily for value gap and then react lower. So let me actually mark this instead. So I'm basically thinking this daily candle continues higher. And then the next daily candle might wick this and close lower. And maybe the day's CPI, I could trade that candle lower. And yeah, it is what it is. Took a loss for the day. So I'm not going to lie, this trade and my last trade, so my last two trades, I've been trading against a higher time frame liquidity sweep. So I think this was my last trade, was the second, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, the second. And that was right off of a previous month's low sweep, right? And I was trying to trade bearish. Like, I need to respect the weekly and monthly sweeps, because that's what's getting me. I mean, previous day literally just swept previous week's low. You know what I mean? Yes, the high of that day tapped into a daily inverse for value gap, but still, it's Monday, and it was a weekly liquidity sweep. Like, that's insane, bro. But good lessons.